Hello semua, apa khabar? How are you? I hope everybody is fine, sihat, you do your exercise. I'm Sharon Wee. Welcome to Nak Sembang Apa Tu episode 5. And today is very interesting. We are going to talk about how to handle injury. So, everybody loves to exercise and sometimes you terpleok on here and there, right? And I guess today it's not just about elite athletes, it's about sports enthusiasts who loves to do sports, and you have macam-macam sakit lah, kaki sakit, perut sakit, lower back sakit, macam my knee sakit until now. But there are a lot of things that we can do to prevent sports injury, especially the young ones. So to talk about it, obviously our experience, me ex former national athlete and professional squash player, and our co-host, the famous co-host Shalin Zulkifli, and let's welcome Shalin.
Hai, assalamualaikum everyone. Alah, you pun famous juga kot. You lagi famous Expo Arena.
Oi, yang ni I nak share dekat Facebook make sure it's live and I nak share ni so that everybody can watch lah. Kan?
Saya pun nak share.
Okay.
Tengah tunggu you share, so I reshare.
Betul tu. So I hope everybody is healthy and we hope that during SCMCO ni ikut peraturan dan sebagainya. So I nak share ni tapi mana? I tak nampak on my Facebook pun.
Tak keluar.
I try again. Tak keluar kan?
Tak.
Okay, never mind. Come, keep talking, Shalin, about our session today.
Okay, today's quite an interesting topic kan, pasal sports injury. So, as all athletes, national athletes, kita mesti ada one or any form of injury jugalah kan. Depends on whether serious ke tak serious, surgery ke tak surgery, rehab ke tak rehab. So I think because kita sebagai athlete, kita memang push our body to the limit lah, or over the limit most times, sebab kita nak menang untuk negara dan bukan senang untuk jadi champion. So you always have to push yourself to do extra than what everyone else is doing. So when that happens, obviously badan you pun akan give up sometimes. So that's why dalam our previous episodes pun, saya dengan Sharon pun ada tekankan yang recovery is important. Okay, kenapa saya boleh tahan lebih daripada 30 tahun sebagai seorang atlet kebangsaan? Because I took recovery seriously masa muda. Okay, especially macam dulu masa saya jadi coach pun kadang-kadang ada setengah of my students cakap dengan dia, ingat tau nanti masa especially macam nak big game sukma apa, okay, sebulan sebelum tu jangan naik motor, jangan buat ni, jangan buat tu. Dan dia akan pandang kat saya macam, kenapa? Biar betul coach. Betul ke? Cakap, ya betul. Cakap, kenapa? Cakap, sebab kadang-kadang kesilapan yang sikit tu boleh menjejaskan segala training yang dah you lakukan selama bertahun-tahun. Okay, berbulan-bulan, semua your goal for that year is for Sukma or SEA Games or Asian Games, whatever games lah, or whatever yang target, boleh berkecai dengan sekelip mata. Sebab kadang-kadang lalai ke, atau kadang-kadang bukan salah kita, salah orang lain. You know, banyak sangat kebarangkalian yang boleh berlaku. So, that's why, contohnya macam saya, kita orang training di Sunway Pyramid kan. National Training Center is Sunway Megalith di Sunway Pyramid. Sunway Pyramid dah buka berapa tahun lah? Since 98 kan. Saya tak pernah pun jejak kaki saya dalam Sunway Pyramid punya ice skating ring.
Oh, tak pernah?
Sampai sekarang tak pernah. Sebab takut nanti injured. Tak payah step dalam ice skating ring pun dah injured. Kadang main badminton, excited sangat sebab kita kan athlete, kita kompetitif kan. So nak menang kan, okay, nak go for that shot, terpleok kaki, injured, sakit, kena letak ice. So kadang-kadang macam kalau member kita kan kadang-kadang kalau kita nak main sport, kalau atlet lah usually atau siapa yang coach kan, kita balut ni lah, balut tu lah. Dan kadang member setengah cakap, apalah kau balut semua ni, tak macho lah. Lepas tu kadang-kadang sebab kita nak prevent injury, bukan sebab apa, nak prevent, nak main juga. Sebab kita tahu bila kita dah shock, adrenaline rush tu, dah lupa dah semua. Ingat nak pukul bola je, nak ambil semua all the dangerous shot je kan.
My advice
tengok kita okay.
My advice, main bowling je lah, jangan main badminton. Nanti injured.
Main bowling pun injured tau, lutut. Asyik bend.
Yeah.
Sekarang
So
ni injured ni.
yeah, Shalin nampaknya lebih ramai coming in. Thank you very much. Welcome to Nak Sembang Apa Tu with me and Shalin Zulkifli. I'm Sharon Wee Shalin Zulkifli. Of course, our bowling queen. I was former national and professional squash player and TV personality. We are going to talk about episode number 5, our second last episode, which is how to handle injury. I mean, injury happens whether it's sports activity ataupun kat rumah, cuci pinggan, hiris bawang, semua. Hari tu baru I terkena sikit. Biasalah. But talking about sports injury, actually injury is athlete's greatest enemy. No athlete wants to have injury because sports is all about physical activities and all. So when injury comes, whether from sports activity or non-sports activity, even from cuci tingkap terkena kaca pun injury juga. So it leaves a lot of impact, actually big impact, especially competitive athletes or even competitive social athlete, because they can't run and they can't do physical activity. So it gives impact in terms of career for professional athletes, impact on mental, emotional juga, and it's can be very serious because athletes that go through rehab, they wait and hope that they recover so that they can compete again. They get a bit restless and loss of hope and all these things. So this is when me and Shalin, we want to talk about it. Thank you very much, viewers. We want your feedback and your comment, please, so that we can discuss about it, because this show is for everybody. Betul tak, Shalin? This show is for all.
Betul.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe Shalin, kita nak tengok sikit lah apa yang dibincangkan untuk episode dulu, nak recall balik lah.
Yeah,
Our
betul.
episode 1 is continuous
Flashback.
learning. Yes, our episode 2 is my sporty childhood. Episode 3, ups and downs of fame, being an athlete. Then last week it was episode 4, cakap betul-betul lah. It's all about communication. So Shalin yang bagi idea ni, why not we talk about injury? Because it memang happens in life kan, especially for athletes. Yeah. I'm sure Shalin pun ada your experience juga, Shalin.
Yes, banyak juga. Especially injury. That's what happens when you have been an athlete for 30 over years kan. Memang banyak lah dia punya ups and downs, cerita-cerita dia. That's why in a way I'm able to share my personal stories and my experience juga with all our viewers and the parents and the kids kan. Semua, should I start my story? Nak tunjuk gambar macam mana?
Nak tunjuk gambar juga, but then remember Shalin, kita kata kita ada surprise guest today. Sebab dia sebenarnya ada training.
Yes.
Dia ada training, but just because of you, because you're idol juga, and because of me, I'm the senior, I kata, jom, why not we start early? Yes, so with our honor, and we are very proud, my junior as well, we want to invite Lo Wee Wen. Lo Wee Wen, our national woman number 1 and also world number 23 now, and used to be world number 5. But because of injury, she went through a lot ups and downs and even 2 years of waiting. So we want to hear her stories, how she handled injury, and give hopes to everybody, especially the young one. When you dapat injury, don't worry. Do your rehab, get support system. So here we welcome Miss Lo Wee Wen.
Yay!
Hi everyone. Hi Shalin. Hi Sharon. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, Wen, we are very honored lah.
Yeah,
to have you. So me and Shalin, we said we must have Wee Wen because you've been, your journey of rehab and all. For me, it's like really tabik you lah. How could you have that patience, that courage to go through your surgeries and all? So let me show your photos to everybody.
Are you sure you want to show that to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, let's
show them how you made a comeback.
Yeah, so let's share Wee Wen's photo, and Wee Wen, please commentate on the photo.
Look
Yes,
at
please,
that.
Viwen. Look at that.
Yes.
So what happened here, Viwen? We can see that big injury here. Yeah, please
Yes.
share with us.
Okay, so unfortunately, I tore my ACL back in 2015. And yeah, so that was my first ever major surgery. Never in my career I thought that I would end up with an injury like that. So yeah, it was a tough times to say the least. And I actually came back after my first surgery, thinking it was fairly normal. So it took me about 8 to 9 months before I got back on court again, and only to find out that I actually tore my ACL for the second time. And that time around, I actually needed 2 more surgeries to fix the damage that has been done. As you can see in the photos, yeah, they're not the best looking knee I think you've seen, but it's functioning, so that's a good thing.
Even if I see, I think I'll have nightmare tonight.
Very tengok bukan senang jadi athlete.
So 3 surgeries, Wen. I'm sure you've been through a lot, uncertainty and all, ups and downs, demotivated. So how do you feel emotionally and mentally during that time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously for every athlete, like for Shalin, for example, I mean, she's been through a lot as well throughout her whole career. I'm not saying she's older, but I'm just saying that she's had a long career as well.
I am.
So
It's okay.
so she knows how it feels like. And for every athlete, even the smallest injury can make a huge difference mentally, physically, financially as well. You know, not being able to compete, and we're so used to having a routine in our lives that once that's taken away from us, it sort of changes everything. So mentally, it was tough. Physically, it was even harder. Being active, I used to train 6 days a week, and not being able to do anything for a long period of time, not being able to get on the squash court, not being able to even run for at least, I think, 7, 8 months, or to get back on court again. That was very challenging. But what helped me was, to me, every day was a progress. So the first 6 weeks, I couldn't walk. I was in crutches, and basically for me, every day was a bonus, and every day I can only get better. So that was what kept me going.
Kita tepuk tangan lah, Shalin. Everybody tepuk tangan kat Viwen lah. Tabik lah. So it's never easy. Yeah, Shalin, I'm sure you have your injury as well, just like me. I think every athlete's lah. So
yes,
anything that you can relate with Viwen as well, a short one?
Short one. Yeah, actually we had no lah, so I keep it short. Actually, we had our surgery in the same year. Kan, Viwen had she had hers in 2015. I also had mine in 2016. So actually, we kind of saw each other in the rehab gym.
Yes.
We meet each other a lot, and yeah, what she said is true. Like it's actually one of the hardest things for me during my injury was the recovery process. Every day where you have to go in and do the same exercises over and over and over again. Things that used to be so easy turn out to be so difficult now, and it's so hard to keep your mind in the right track, to keep on staying positive when you feel like, oh my God, why am I still doing this? After all that's gone through, and like as an athlete, we also knows this, like in your contract you have a certain time frame that you have to come back by. If you don't come back by that time frame, then you'll be dropped from the team. There's a lot of uncertainties surrounding your injuries and so on. But then, like what she said, Viwen said also, like you can't do anything about it. You just have to take it day by day and like celebrate all the small triumphs that you have. Like Viwen also, I did my foot surgery in 2015, OA, and I had to kikis some of my ankle bones that was like hurting me when I walk. So I had to be on the bed for like 2 months because kaki, so I cannot put any pressure or any body weight on my foot. So I was on the wheelchair. So macam memang restless lah. Like you're so used to going out and doing stuff. So like, and I put on a lot of weight when I did that because I had to be on the bed most of the time. Only after 3 months I started to work out and started doing my rehab and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll show your photo later. the photo of your surgery and all, we were dah show pelan-pelan sikit lah. If not everybody
we weren't gross out. But we were near was like, I read about her, but I know she did her surgery, but like, okay. But I didn't know she had to do 3 times. So I'm like, oh my God. I was like, for me, I did once pun dah macam.
Yeah, she did 3 times. I think that's it's like mind blowing
That was
lah.
like, wow, that's a record lah.
Correct.
Yes.
So we want to know, obviously, you are our role model, Malaysian role model, squash number 1 in Malaysia now, world number 23, and you used to be world number 5, and you were my teammates as well. I see you since young, you know. Kalau when you were very young, that time I can bully you lah. Now you bully me lah. Be nice, okay? So we want to know as well, in terms of recovery, you did 3 surgeries and you did share about your mental, emotional struggle as well. If one big thing you want to share with everybody who's going through rehabs and also injury, what would you tell them? One big one.
One big one. Well, it's tough to say because I think I had a lot of factors that actually helped me. One of it is to also number 1, be very honest with yourself, because I've said it before, sometimes you may feel like you want to push the protocol thinking you can do a little bit more, or sometimes you may not feel up to it but you're doing it anyway. So I think one of the more important things is to always be honest with yourself, know your body, and then have a good physio, someone you can discuss with openly about how you want to move things forward as well. It's not just about you anymore. And another thing that I always keep saying is that the reason why I've always come back from all this is that it's not just about me. It's not just about my goals anymore. When you are in a professional sport, you have people surrounding you who believes in you, your family, your coaches, your association, fans, and all these people have stood by you, even sponsors. They stood by me when I'm out injured. So coming back from recovery, it's not just so much for myself anymore. It's also about the people who's not given up on you. So it's just right for me to not give up on them and just walk away from everything and just be done with my career when I still have goals that I want to achieve. So it comes to a point where it's no longer your goals and it's no longer about you, but it's also about the people who's been with you throughout your whole journey. So these are the things that kept me motivated and just kept me inspired to keep going.
Wow, fantastic. Well done, Wen. Really admire your courage, your patience, your commitment, and also I think you're a great person, because like you said, it's not just about you, not about your goal, but people, your support system that helps you as well. Can you explain a bit the photo here, Wen, to us?
Yeah, so the first one is actually my first surgery where I did in Penang. And then, yeah, so it took me, the first surgery I came back after 9 months of being out. I came back and I started playing again. I got to, I think, 24, 25 in the world. And I also won the World University Championships that month, only to discover that I've actually broken my ACL a few months prior to that without me knowing as well. So I actually played the World University Championships without my ACL, and Sharon was the team coach at that point in time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I got so nervous that time. I'm like, what? Kena hilang lah your kaki ah. I was asking you that actually. Yeah, but well done. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went through the whole rehab system the second time around. It took me 21 months before I was allowed to play professionally again. And yeah, at that point in time, I was living in KL and I saw Shalin in and out of the rehab, and we talked to each other and looking at each other every day thinking, why are we still here,
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then after I came back after 22 months, I had a pretty good, decent comeback. I lost my first tournament back in the nationals. I went to the finals, but I lost in the finals. But after that, I managed to win, I think, 4 titles in a row, which is the Malaysian Open, Australia, Queensland, and then Singapore later in the year.
Wow, that is really courage and role model to all, to the young ones or even elite athletes, sports enthusiasts. So what we want to say is, don't worry too much about the injury, but then how do you recover from that? Benda dah jadi kan? But what's next for you? So we will actually prove that with support system, herself respecting each other, I think, everybody can recover well from injury. And when all the very best, I know you have training. You actually took some time out for us, me and Shalin. We
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And we hope that you stay fit, stay well, and continue to make Malaysia proud. Thank you, Wen.
Yes,
Thank
we'll do
you,
it.
and enjoy the rest of the session. Nice to see you again, Shalin and Sharon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, take care, everyone.
See you. Wow, Shalin,
Fantastic.
what would you say
Fantastic.
with that sharing?
Terharu sangat because macam I cakap lah, both of us did our surgery in the same year, and then like when I knew she had to go to 3 surgeries, I'm like, oh my god, macam kesiannya. Kita pun dah satu surgery pun dah macam teruk kan. Imagine buat 300 kali lagi teruk dari kita. So like she's really strong. I really respect her. And when I read that Indonesia put that she won, she had like a good run, like you said, winning 3 tournaments, I was like so proud of her because I seen the other side. So I know how hard she had to work to come back. So it's really fantastic. That's the type of qualities that you need in a top athlete. No, she's relentless. Yeah, relentless. Fantastic.
Oh, amazing. So all these stories actually touch people's hearts, Malaysian heart, the world heart. It comes from the athlete themselves, like us, because we genuinely, passionately love our sports, no matter what, whether sometimes when you get injured, sometimes you leave your family far away, your loved one, you cry alone, but then it's all about Malaysia and the love for the sport. So I want to thank you to all the athletes and all the sports enthusiasts, because you are the one that make Malaysia proud. You are the one that put Malaysia in the eye of the world. So please continue to do that. And this is when we need to work together. Whether male, female athletes, doesn't matter. Tak kira bangsa, tak kira kaum, tak kira culture, but we are proud Malaysian. Yeah. So back to Shalin, just now you did share about your injury. Before I share mine, I think your injury with your photo I've seen, it's a bit scary lah. So should we share
compared to Wiwen's one?
Let's share lah. Let's share your photo ni, and please commentate on it.
Okay. Actually,
tutup mata je.
I did my surgery in 2015. Sebenarnya I've been in pain for quite some time, tapi lah biasalah macam atlet kan, kita macam tak apa, sikit je until SEA Games in Singapore 2015. It was so painful that after that macam after the team event pun actually dah sakit dah sangat lah kaki, tapi tape semua, makan painkiller, tahan, because we memang 6 orang, cukup one team 6 orang, so like one of my other teammates was not bowling well, so I actually told my coach like I wasn't bowling well, so can you take me out and put her in, because I think that I can't bowl. But then my coach said no, we need you. So okay, so I tahan. So kaki tu masa tu kalau I tengok tanya physio dah rap macam mami tapi tahan je, went through it. After balik check tengok, oh, it was really bad. Tak boleh nak jalan biasa pun dah sakit. So I had to do surgery. I did it in end of November tak silap. So I had osteoarthritis on my 3rd, 4th and 5th metatarsal kaki. Nampak tadi, they had to cut the bigger picture yang kaki tu. They had to cut, yang putih tu is the tulang, yang kena kikis. Dalam tulang tu, yang bawah tu nampak tulang kaki tu, kena kikis sebab dia dah macam over the years overuse kan, so dia macam kena tulang. Every time jalan dia kena tulang. And then bila dia buka surgery tu, tengok tiba-tiba, because before that pun I got other injuries. End up my ankle pun sakit, dah hancur, so dia kikis juga sekali lah dalam tu bila dia buat surgery. So those two lah was the surgery that I did, osteoarthritis and fixing of my ankle semua tu. So it was quite a tough time for me because I think dia lah lepas coming back from SEA Games in Singapore. That time pun actually I thought I nak retire, then like I almost like should I retire now, and then was thinking about it masa buat rehab, but then I decided no lah. I said I give 200% masa rehab to see, tengok macam mana whether I can make a comeback or not. But then you know lah, like I said, we had the time frame, we have to come back within 6 months apa, if not you'll be dropped from the team, you'll be out from the team. So in a way you're kind of rushed, but in a way you have to also listen to your body, like we once said, to make sure you're heading the right direction. So it's not easy. Like every day pun I had my ups and downs moments, macam kena pergi rehab, kena basuh stitching, sebab dia dah lekang, then you kena macam buat macam mobility exercise. Memang sakit sangat, tapi you kena buat kalau you nak compete balik. And if not for competition pun, for your for your value of life after dah habiskan. Sebab kalau you tak buat nanti, bila later on you nak buat benda lain pun susah, because of the restricted of movement kan. So you have to push yourself. Dan nasib baik, like we were also, I had a good support system, my husband, my mom. Dia main-main atas wheelchair, cakap okay, dia tolong cuci kat dia, tolong bukakan kas, pakaikan kas, bila nak jalan keluar buat rehab semua. Then my physio, fantastic physio kat MSN semua, Kak Rose, that time Paul, semua was really helpful. My doctor, Dr. Kamaro kat ISN pun fantastic. Semua memang very positive, so they helped me a lot. And now pun actually having an injury juga on my knee, overuse juga. So actually itulah hidup seorang atlet kan, ada ups and downs dan sebagainya. Tapi itulah, that's the price you have to pay lah for success and for pushing your body over the limit.
Yeah. So I personally, although I'm your teammate, you know, we've been growing up together as teammate. You bowling me squash, but I really idolize you, you know, I respect you for your courage and for your contribution to Malaysia. Not just in sports, tapi as a leader as well. So this is when our sports identity doesn't have to be our own sports itself ataupun sports. Who you are besides your sports kan. Be a good person, be a leader, be a respectful person, or you know, athletes who loves music, for example, or athletes who are very smart in school, things like that. I think everybody has to find the identity, not necessarily stick to one, especially for our young athletes out there. Don't stick to just one, explore who you are as well. I mean, just like Shalin said, you know, throughout the injury, I'm sure Shalin has gone through quite a lot and see a lot as well. So for me, I would like to share as well a little bit. For my injury, actually ada 2 injury ni. Macam I kata tadi kan, injury ni of course it's sports related activity, and one more is just general injury. Even bila potong mangga, potong buah pun terhiris. Kalau squash player macam mana nak grip racket kan? Just for me, I would like to share a story with all of you that when I was 18 years old, I actually met an accident, very bad accident in Malacca. That time I was preparing for 1995 SEA Games in Thailand, and actually I have to go for trial before I qualify for that SEA Games, and looking forward to represent Malaysia for my very first SEA Games at that time. So berkobar-kobar training. I remember at night I was on motorbike waiting for my Form 5 result at that time. When I went back, I guess, you know, I was very tired, low blood sugar, and I just fainted, I think. I can't remember where I got it now, that accident. So I think I went into lamppost and I had internal injury, internal bleeding. I lost my spleen completely, my organ spleen completely, ruptured that, and half of my pancreas. So right now I only half of my pancreas, and that was when I was 18 years old. So internal injury is very serious actually, and I'm actually very glad that I'm talking to everybody now. I'm safe and alive. Thank God for giving me the chance to continue to represent Malaysia. I'm breaking my voice a bit.
Very emotional.
And I actually want to thank a kampung boy his name is Anwar actually, that come and help me and send me to hospital. So if not for him, I would be gone and there's no Sharon Wee anymore. So I just want to say, you know, Malaysia is a beautiful country and let's love each other lah. That's I wanted to say.
Betul.
Alah, emotional
Terharu.
pula. Oh my God.
Jeng. Yeah.
So that's my injury, but yeah, I recovered well and I'm very proud. That was February 1995, and I think because of sports, I didn't give up of life because it was very painful. You know, I can't walk, I can't even stand properly because the surgeon has to do 5 hours of surgery, and I still have a long scar on my stomach. It's about more than 30 centimeter right now. I can, you know, so that's a reminder that, you know, you fight for life and love your sports, and love the country and love the people around you that help you. So then doctor said, Sharon, it's a very serious surgery, you know, you could die. Please rest for about 2 years because it's internal surgery. It's very serious. But being me, very stubborn, and I want to represent Malaysia. That's all in my mind. So I fight. I learn to walk again, to run again, to train again. And I went for the trial in October with Persatuan Squash Malaysia, and I made it. I went on the plane to Thailand to represent Malaysia for the very first time in SEA Games. So that's kind of
fantastic lah you.
So
Fantastic.
yeah, when
Rayong kan? Was that in Rayong SEA Games? I think.
Chiang Mai at that time, 1990.
Chiang Mai, yes. I think you were on the same bus.
Correct. We were there together.
Yeah.
So I want to thank, you know, the opportunity to live. So this is when, you know, I want to share more to everybody in life, love my family, my friends, my teammates, and everybody. So that's very important. And second injury, of course, not as crazy as Shalin and also Viwen. My sports injury would be my knees lah. My both knees is regeneration of cartilage, where you know the cartilage get thinner and thinner macam orang tua lah, because we use a lot of twist and turn kan in squash and all. So I remember my sports doctor at that time, Dr. Ramlan, very experienced sports doctor, sekarang pun dah retire. Dr. Ramlan, thank you very much.
Ramlan.
Dia ambil the biggest needle masuk in dalam my knee, inject, I think more than 20 times throughout my 20 years of career. It was very painful, but I made it lah. I made it to be the best player in Malaysia, number 1, and also former world number 18, and I'm very glad. So that's a little bit of my story. Take over, Shalin. It's a bit emotional.
Tapi betul tau, like normally like when you're an athlete, you go through a lot of things. Okay, I can go through anything. But actually, when you go through injury, it's nothing that you can ever imagine tau. Like, because like, for example, for me when I started bowling, I ada injury. Tapi injury bowling related macam sakit juga lah. Like my thumb, I had blisters on my thumb masa I menang World Juniors dekat Korea. I had like, dulu injury kat thumb koyak kan. So, salah spang apa, like 5 lapis keluar, 5 lapis skin kan, then berdarah, so kena pegang bola juga and baling semua tu. But that was like bowling related, which was still sakit. Kena every time bila pegang bola tu, bila grip tu boleh rasa darah keluar, tapi tahan je. But like it's nothing compared to like doing surgery punya injury. And I had a lot of friends yang unfortunately yang put in the time, put in the effort doing rehab, but they were not able to come back like what they were. Kan? So it's not easy. I mean, it's still a gamble, tapi at least if you put in your heart and soul into it, as in everything else that you do in life, at least you have a higher chance. I have a few teammates macam Sharon Ko, bowling. Last time our 2 gold medal winner for Commonwealth Games, Kenny Ang, he also did a surgery on his shoulder, and after that he found it hard for him to come back because actually the killer is the rehab. The surgery too is not the killer. The rehab too is the killer because it really tears you down mentally. So that's why I have the utmost respect for all the athletes yang had to go through a lot of things, especially rehab. Macam Wiwen tu tadi, like you, so Sharon. Because I also took injection on my knee juga. Memang, ya Allah, sakitnya. You can rasa the needle go in between your tulang and then the inject tu memang sakit lah. Tapi that's how much we love the sport and that's how much we love competing for Malaysia, because the rewards at the end of the day tu memang tak tahu nak gambarkan when you stand on the podium, you dengar lagu negaraku, you know, with the gold medal or medals around your neck, it memang makes everything worth it. Kan?
Yes, I totally agree. You know, when you stand on the podium with Negaraku, you sing along your national anthem. That's when you said, this is so worth it, this is so worth it. It's for yourself, for your family, friends, coaches, your support system, and mainly for the nation. So something that I think athletes would only know this feeling, it's you can't buy with money. You see?
Yes.
So we encourage actually sports for all. It doesn't matter whether you're a national athlete, elite athlete, but once you play sports, somehow you have that feeling of belonging, as teamwork, you know, being patriotic and all this. So that's why we encourage kawan-kawan kecil ataupun adik-adik di luar sana untuk berkecimpung dalam sukan sebab dia memberi banyak kelebihan kepada semua. And this is why Shalin and I, Kakak Shalin dan Kakak Sharon ni nak share kepada semua lah experience as elite athletes, because this is something that we learn, life lesson that maybe some of you do not know, and we want to share, and we hope that can be guidance for young athletes and Malaysian as well. And most important as well, we also want to create awareness that sports actually, I know there's up and downs macam injury ni, tapi it really cultivate teamwork and self-belonging of our dearest country, Malaysia, and loving each other. What do you think, Shalin?
Yes, it's really because when you're, I mean, just orang saya cakap, you know who your friends are when you're down kan. So that's exactly what happened. Macam you boleh tengok macam all your physio, macam the doctors around you, especially like kita orang lah, athletes from ISN semua tu kan, all the doctors around you yang memang like betul-betul put in a lot of effort, you know, push you when they see you're down, they give you encouragement, okay, come on, go for it, and you know, push yourself, because there's some days when you cannot encourage yourself. So you need the people around you to encourage you and give you the strength, and you have to absorb that strength. So memang macam terharu lah, you akan terharu, and when you succeed after that, you really feel macam puas tau, and then you akan rasa, oh, this is why I do it for my country. You know, walaupun mungkin tak lama ke apa ke, tapi at least you dah diberi peluang, diberi peluang untuk do that for your country. Not everybody has that privilege, and I think it's very special lah.
Yep. So we want to talk about as well injury. How do you prevent it? And during activity, what do you do to prevent injury? And also bila you dapat injury, what do you do? Jangan panik kan? So this is when we nak bincangkan. So for viewers, if you have any question regarding injury ke apa, please share with us, because I believe that you know, there are friends from Institute Sukan Negara, Pusat Perubatan Sukan Negara with us, Faiza, then we hope that there are few sports doctor here, Dr. Ramlan, and I'm sure athletes as well, former athletes, current athletes are watching us, so we can discuss for the good of everybody. So we want to talk, one comment here, Shalin.
Okay, did you go through from Halim, he said, did you go through the moments where your coach tried to put pressure for you to return to the games before the end of your recuperation? What would be your advice to those athletes who faces these coaches? Yes, I faced this before. Well, at the end of the day, macam we cakap juga lah, at the end of the day, nanti if you stop sports pun, I mean, sports is only part of your life, you know. you never know what's going to happen. Maybe after the injury, you're not going to compete again. So you have to know yourself. Know yourself, push yourself. Don't let anybody tell you to go when you're not ready. But it's all about trust as well. Like you have to be upfront with them and tell them your problem. And if you put in the work, you put in your attendance and everything, I'm sure they will be understanding and be willing to hear you out and maybe give you an extension. But sometimes the problem comes when you don't put in the work. You don't put in when you're supposed to go to rehab, you ponteng dan sebagainya. That's when the trust is lost from you and from MSN, ISN semua tu. But if they see that you're working hard towards that, because sometimes injury ni susah nak put time frame. Sometimes you can heal faster, sometimes you can't. So it depends. So but as long as you do the work and put in the work, insyaAllah the time you will come back in a shorter time frame.
Yep, that's a very good answer. So obviously, I think being an athlete, we need to be strong in many ways, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally and spiritually as well. So we are going to read few comments from our viewers. We have here, hi, Auntie Lucy. Lucy read from Sarawak, a very big supporter of squash. She's actually used to be my manager as well for a national team when we go for World Women's Team event. She said, Sharon, I remember hearing about your accident, but didn't know it was that serious then. Thanks for your concern. Yeah, it was very serious, but I made a good comeback. That's why I'm here, thank God. Loving everybody, loving my family, friends, even my co-host now, Shalin, and everybody, so that I have chance to share my journey in life. We have here Linio. Hi, Linio, our good friend here. Looking at different view of being injured, it can also pivot an athlete's life to something different, like focusing on education and a transition from athlete to a working professional.
Yes, true.
Yeah, I agree, because it's never end of it. Kalau athlete, it happens sometimes. In reality, we hear a lot top athletes suddenly kaki patah, suddenly tangan injured, dah tak boleh bermain sukan dan sebagainya. Yes, I'm very sure they go through depression and lowest of their life, because sports is all they know what they know to do. They know how to do. The rest they like, aku tak tahu buat lah. But it's never ever. For example, Mel is very involved in Olympics punya management. She's an expert as well. You can be sports teacher, you can be physiotherapy and all. There are so much opportunity walaupun athlete ataupun seseorang yang memang suka aktif dalam sukan injured, there's life after that as well.
Yes. Because macam sekarang saya tengok kan, wait, before that I nak shout out to my teammate, Timmy Tan. Timmy Tan is also tuned in to us today. Hi Timmy. Okay, he also had to go through a lot of injuries also. I read in his Facebook page where he had injuries beginning of his career from main volleyball semua tu, and then he switched to bowling. So sometimes you see, from every adversity or every downfall, there's something positive that comes out of it. If Timmy didn't get injured when he was younger, he would not become a world champion or Asian Games medalist now. So sometimes we have to believe in the Almighty. Sometimes he steers us different ways for a reason kan. So macam contoh like Mel said just now, use the opportunity since you're off from your training, use the opportunity to maybe continue learning. If you're in the IPTA or IPTS, okay, sambung belajar. So during that time, you're not just thinking about your injury and your rehab. So it takes your mind off of your rehab juga, so that when you come back to rehab, you become positive. So those kind of things help lessen the pressure, I believe. And it helps you to become a better athlete and a better person also at the end of the day.
Mel.
Okay, Sharon.
Ya, nama aku jadi Mel pula. Ya, tak apa. Cute pula. So we also have few feedbacks here from Daina Abdullah from KPM. Absolutely, Daina Abdullah also dia referee untuk orang kata pingpong juga, very sporty person. So she knows because she herself an athlete and pegawai sukan juga. Dia kata that sebab feeling when you hear negaraku being played and the Malaysian flag being hoisted when you are in foreign country, even though I'm not an athlete, I feel so proud and air mata pun kumpul at the corners of the eyes. Of course, Diana.
Betul.
Because you are in it together as a team, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kadang-kadang kalau kita tengok orang pun bukan kita yang main pun kita boleh berair mata. Ini kan kalau kita sendiri kan. Betul tak?
Yeah. So we have Stephanie Shalin.
Yeah, Stephanie said that mistakes that some athletes make is they do not do the proper research on rehab. Betul? Physio and recovery. Like Shalin said, surgery is the easy part, but if you do not do proper rehab, that could possibly be the end of your sports career. Need to read and ask the right people on this. Exactly 200% correct. Because I've experienced this, Sharon also experienced this, we want to experience this. Sometimes when you're healthy, you take things for granted, you don't really know the importance of sport science. If you go to ISN, you masuk ISN tu cakap where legends are made kan. But behind those legends are those people that are inside the ISN. Those doctors, those nurses, all of them help you. But sometimes you tak perasan until you get injured, until something bad happens, then you realize, macam eye opener. Like for me, one of the reasons why I keep saying this over and over again juga, one of the reasons why I did well in the KLC games compared to all my other previous 8 or 7 SEA games before was because of the support system that I had masa KLC games. The sport science support I had was fantastic. I had a physio, I did the proper recovery, I rested well. Everything I did, I planned was done according to plan, and I was able to perform 200% every single day for 1 week. Dan lepas habis tu pengsan 1 minggu lagi, so I nak recover. But that is what you need at the top level, because you push yourself every day. It's not easy. Kalau you have 1 final, it's fine. Tapi you have like 6 finals consecutively every day, memang penat, because you compete. Macam bowling, we compete for like 3-4 hours. 2 jam tu kira paling singkat lah. Macam contoh the Masters event, KLC Games was like almost 10 hours. Main pukul 8, habis pukul macam 6-7 petang. So you really need a lot of support, a lot of help from all the sport science sport science team that we had. Was really fantastic. Thank you very much to every one of them.
Yeah, definitely. Now Institute Sukan Negara are helping a lot of athletes in terms of sports science. I remember since 1998 when Malaysia hosted Commonwealth Games, that's when sports science in Malaysia grows so much and make sure that the athletes and the community, sports community believe in sports medicine. So I think we have support system right now to athletes or even sports enthusiasts that get injured or what. Pusat Perubatan Sukan Negara by ISN in Bukit Jalil, they offer fantastic world-class facilities with great staff. And one of them is our former netball player, our national netball player, now head of physio. His name is Faiza. How are you, Faiza?
Hi, Faiza.
On behalf of ISN, I would like to thank all athletes for your trust, and we at ISN will continue our best to deliver the best rehabilitation treatment and services. Thanks, Faiza, for coming in. This is when to viewers, since we have expert here, kan? If you have any question, kita tanya Faiza from ISN.
Betul.
So my experience
and Sharon, we can tell them also yang apa, now Pusat Perubatan Sukan Negara pun is open to public kan? Open to public, only for athletes. Anyone with sports injuries can go there as well.
Correct. It's open for sports community, not just for athlete themselves. So siapa-siapa yang nak rehab and all, even surgery and all, you can get advice from Pusat Perubatan Sukan Negara. My take on injury is always prevention is better. So prevention, my way of doing prevention from injury is always before training, make sure warm up properly, stretch properly. in terms of elite squash player, we do a lot of dynamic warm-up. Actually, before our training or competition, we do roughly, let's say before playing tournament, it's always roughly about 45 minutes dynamic warm-up. Make sure that our body is, flexible, sweaty, and ready for the competition. Then only we do stretching. So that's what I do to prevent injury. And after training or tournament, make sure as well to do warm down. And warm down is not just duduk saja. Make sure you lari anak-anak, do a bit of little bit of warm down, running a little bit ataupun cycling. Then you stretch, and ice bath as well is very important.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's my sharing on prevention, especially for young athletes now. Very important to do proper movement technique. For example, the skill, how do you move? And this is when coach and trainer need to guide the young athletes as well. Because kalau movement is wrong, this is when the muscle gets a little bit of out of alignment, then you get injured. Number two, gym work also. Yeah, gym work is important. Shalin, maybe you want to add on nanti on gym work because that strengthens your muscle. And nutrition. You kena makan betul-betul so that the physical body is prepared for hard training so that we can avoid injury.
Yes. Okay. Gym work. So gym work is really important. Especially like for us bowling, every sport has their own different muscles that they work on. Okay, macam bowling kalau orang tengok macam tak strenuous pun compared to squash kan, where you lunge and everything, the movement is faster paced. Bowling is a slower paced movement, tapi it's very long. Duration kita orang lama, so we need a lot of stamina. So you need to work on your core muscles. Mostly all sports, core muscle is important. Okay, your core, your trunk, semua tu is important. And for bowling is our legs. Our legs penting sebab yelah kita orang jalan. Mostly a lot of kita orang punya movement is lunge movement, trunk movement. So you need to build up your core muscle, your stomach muscle. Actually overall juga your hand juga sebab you nak kena swing bola tu. So actually fitness is very important compared to last time kan, because I've been in the sports world for 30 over years. So like when I started, when I was younger, I didn't have to think about it juga because I was always active in sports. So when you're active in other sports, secara tak langsung it helps you build up your stamina as well. You build up your fitness as well. So bila I dah masuk bowling, I was already fit. So when I had to do a lot of other exercise, dah macam you rasa macam biasa dah. So that's why we also encourage all kids to encourage their parents to encourage their kids to also play other sports. Tapi you kena make sure just not to get injured. So make sure you take all the precautions like Sharon said. Make sure you warm up your body, your heart rate naik sebelum you start training or competing, and then after you dah habis, make sure you do cool down so that your macam engine kereta lah, bila you start pun kan, you start terus jalan, lama-lama rosak juga kan. So badannya sama juga. So you kena jaga. I think one of the reasons why I was able to tahan for so long was because of that. Because I make sure I stretch well, I recover well. Only towards the end ni sekarang ni je lah yang dah 30 tahun pakai kereta sama kan. So dia macam nak tukar overhaul engine lah juga.
Tukar spare part tu sikit. Nanti I cuba tarik tukar
spare part dah kena overhaul semua.
Yeah, very important. I think in conclusion we have 3 stage lah for injury ni. Kalau dapat injury, very important. I should say even before dapat injury, prevention is very important. Jadi during training or before training or activity tu, make sure warm up well, warm down well, and during activity concentrate on what you are doing, because especially for elite athletes, young athletes kadang-kadang bergelak ketawa masa training and everything, nanti terpleok pula. So really concentrate on what you are doing. And if dapat injury, sometimes we can't avoid it, it happens. What do you do? Macam Shalin kata, physio very important, massage, even ice bath and rehab. Macam tadi Louis Wen, our national number 1, went through 3 big surgery but she made a good comeback. She's number 1 in Malaysia now, number 23 in the world. So it's not impossible to recover well. And I can see here, our young athlete here ada soalan. Maybe Faiza, if you are here, you can answer juga by commenting on our Facebook comment. Adam from Melaka, our national squash player. I know him, very, very good player, good boy as well. Dia kata, as squash player, if we go through injuries, it's good time to clear our mind from the sport so we can get better performance after the recovery. I've seen these injury cases happen to the top squash player like Rami and Gaultier. Of course, Rami and Gaultier is our legend squash player from Egypt and also France. I believe that what you say, Adam, is very good. Yes, we dapat injury because Adam went through quite a string of injury, and he said rather than thinking too much, maybe it's time to regroup back mentally on the psychology side. Yeah. So to all viewers, if you have your own personal stories of injury, it doesn't matter. Kadang-kadang I now auntie punya level lah, pergi morning jog, alamak terpleok. Then take 1 week pula. Kan? Dulu elite squash punya injury lah. Now even, I'm sure sometimes lekuk-lekuk ke, tak concentrate pun dapat injury juga kan? Yeah. And Shalin, selalunya your friends, I'm sure macam kita ni elite athletes and all boleh lah pergi ISN, but now good that Pusat Perubatan Sukan Negara is open for all.
It's open,
Where else can we go? I mean, I'm sure people out there kata kalau dapat sports injury, rasa kat mana boleh dapat perkhidmatan juga?
I think right now there's a lot of places that we can go. Macam, of course, ISN, since it's open to public now. And then we have a few of our top physiotherapists that's also open up their own clinic. Macam, I think Abraham in Jalan Ipoh. And we have York in Rehamed. There's a lot of sports clinics now that we can go to. And then we also have like sports massage dan sebagainya. So there is a lot of places that we can, maybe you can ask your associations or can go to ISN themselves, get their advice with the doctors. They can recommend a lot of different places. Like for me, when I had injury with my wrist, I went to see ortho specialist dekat UMSC, which is near Bangsa, KLSMC, Kuala Lumpur Sports Medical Center. Pun ada juga in UM also, in PPUM, they also have a sports injury section there because most of our doctors from ISN pun ada attached with PPUM. So there is a lot of resources now compared to before. It's just kita kena tanya and ask the right people, and they will try and steer you in the right direction. Yeah.
Yep. So that's about sports injury. We really hope that everybody don't worry. Injury happens lah kan. Masa cuci mangkuk pun dapat injury, cuci tingkap, cuci longkang pun dapat injury. But one secret lah nak bagi tahu. Masa kecil-kecil dulu, because I don't want to potong bawang semua kan, tak nak cuci tingkap, I told my mom, I cannot wash tingkap, nanti injury, I cannot train, cannot go tournament. Shh.
Ada juga. Bila malas je pakai alasan tu kan.
Tapi betul lah. Sebab ada tournament kan tak nak dapat cut.
Negara tu.
So anyway, good feedback from viewers on sports injury. Very important you get help and support system. But when you get injury, I think you have to think positively. And move forward, just like what Shalin, myself and Louis Wen said, you have to believe not just for yourself, for everybody that loves you, especially for the nation, and take steps to prevent injury. I think that's very important. Shalin, kita juga selalunya kita bincangkan pasal viewer punya suggested topic. So this week kita nak bincangkan pasal character building through sports. Actually, injury ni juga create character juga because you need to be patient, you need to be strong, and generally sports itself, helps to build character, especially the young ones. So this one is suggested by Chong Pak Kau.
Diana.
Chong Pak Kau, our state squash coach from Kedah. Yeah. And we also, next week, our last episode, we're going to talk about Daina Abdullah punya suggestion lah. Yang Daina kata yang tu kalau atlet dia steng-steng in education and sports, then macam mana tu? That one we'll bincangkan next week. Sedih pula next week last episode. Shalin?
Cepat je lah.
Yes.
Baru je nak warm up kan.
Correct.
Okay.
Wow, before we go to Coach
Dr. Ramlan.
Pak Kau punya discussion ni, kita nak acknowledge lah our doctor. Hi Dr. Ramlan.
Hi Dr. Ramlan. Dia tu syah-syah.
That's a good one, Dr. Ramlan. Two syah-syahs. Could be our talk show, TV talk show punya title tu nanti. Doktor, thanks very much. Tadi I bagi tahu kepada semua, you are my sports doctor. Jarum terbesar lah you cucuk on my knees kan. So everything is okay. We are healthy. That's why we are here. Thanks for your contribution, Dr. Ramlan, our Malaysian sports doctor and former CEO of ISN juga. So berbalik kepada Coach Pak Kau punya topik character building through sports. Yeah.
I think I like this quote that I read in one of the books. It's cakap, a champion may fail, but he or she never quit. I think that really speaks a lot through your character because like apa yang buat bezakan jadi atlet ni? Kenapa semua orang suka like promote? Kenapa kena bersukan? Kerana apa rakyat yang bersukan, yang aktif? Kenapa semua orang promote sukan? Because there's a lot of good qualities that's related to it. Contohnya kenapa macam parents pun, I nak I jadi atlet kebangsaan semua tu. Some succeed, some don't. Which is okay. Because everybody has their own different level kan. Tapi kenapa? Because of, macam Sharon cakap tadi lah, character building. You get a lot of positives out of just being active in sports. It teaches you to be disciplined. It teaches you a lot of positive aspects that you can use in your normal life. So let's say kalau you tengok banyak atlet ke atau ex-atlet ke atau tak kisahlah siapa-siapa yang aktif, you see how they approach problem solving tu is totally different than a person who's not active in sport. So that's why we as a whole macam KBS, MSN, ISN pun promote be active in sports because there's a lot of benefits from there. Contohnya macam character building, like actually I'm reading a book right now. I don't know if I can show you or not. This one, Relentless. Start from good to great to unstoppable. So out of all the books that I've read, this one like macam memang mind blowing sikit lah sebab dia cakap pasal macam kita, it's related to character building juga. Just nak share because dia cakap atlet ni ada 3 jenis atlet, okay? One is a cooler, closer, and cleaner. Okay, cooler tu is someone who's careful, who follows the leader, someone who's good lah. Coolers are good. Okay, closers tu people or athletes who are great. Okay, what are their characteristics? They can handle pressure well, and then they seek attention or credit. Okay, when they do well. Okay, and the third one, cleaners, are those athletes who are unstoppable, who are relentless. That's why the book is called Relentless. Who are unstoppable, who are rarely understood because sometimes the things that they do just doesn't make sense because they push themselves to the limit. Macam tengok tadi Wiwen kan, with all the treatments. Kalau normal orang biasa lah, dah injured sekali pun dah seksa, torture kan. Dah ni 3 kali surgery. Why would she want to push herself to still go and win for the country? Because she's relentless. So she's one of the characters yang closer tu. So macam you kena tengok which category you fall into. And kalau you tengok like for example siapa yang tengah tengok sekarang quite famous kat Netflix yang pasal Michael Jordan kan and Chicago Bulls. Dia buat 1 year movie about they follow all Chicago Bulls after they've won 5 NBA championship rings, what goes through in their mind. So those are the type of things that I would encourage athletes, coaches, sports parents to see, so that you know, you boleh tengok type of character building yang you need to help your athletes, to help yourself, or to help those around you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Obviously, sports ni banyak kebaikan dia. Dia platform of unity, especially for Malaysia, a platform of character building in terms of, building someone's attitude, especially from young. Discipline, commitment, being responsible, give and take. So all that we can learn from sports. Yes, I agree that, it doesn't really make someone perfect, but normally sports somehow dia, orang kata, bagi perenca lah dalam hidup seseorang untuk build the character. And normally most sports person, we could see that, we must use it well as well, with the character of character building of commitment, responsible, and being committed. Hi Alia. My favorite girl.
Nak tengok juga.
Just like Alia, Shalin's daughter. She herself plays sports as well. Alia, do you love sports?
Alia, do you love sports?
Yes. Please say yes.
Anything but bowling.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Which goes to sports parenting juga. Dia memang suka sports tapi tak, I don't want to bowl.
Yeah.
So, mak dia
What
kena
I
reda je
noticed
lah.
from Alia actually, I mean the mom, Shalin Zulkifli, of course, mom yang menjaga anak dengan baik, but then it's all about, what I noticed from Alia, it's self-confidence, very respectful, and very outspoken, and this is all from sports besides bowling. Dia kata tadi dia nak lain, because the mom already concentrate a lot on bowling actually. I agree with you, Shalin. So if viewers, you have any feedback on sports as character building, please share with us so we can discuss about it. Also, I should say here as well, since that next Wednesday is our last episode, we would like viewers to cadangkan, suggest what topic that we should discuss about. Yeah, I know it is our last episode, but don't worry. We really hope that you'll come back with who knows our TV sports show, kan Shalin?
Yes. Inshallah.
So I hope that Shalin and I actually.
Sharon, there's a comment. No, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
I can see here, Shalin. I can see here Dr. Ramlan actually commented. There are 2 comments here, but I would like to say to Coach Pak Kao, thank you very much for your suggestion on character building through sports. I think it's very important. And keep up your great work, Coach Pak Kao in Kedah. Naikkan taraf squash di Kedah dan juga di negara, and juga kepada coach-coach lain di setiap negeri lah. Persatuan Squash Malaysia actually did very well to develop squash in Malaysia to world class actually. Okay, back to Dr. Ramlan punya comment. Shalin, please.
Yes, Dr. Ramlan said the importance of life in sports, not just sports in life. Importance to get that balance, which would be different for every Indo. Yeah, exactly what we've been saying all this while. You have to have a balance of both. Because sports is just part of your life, it's not your whole life. So that's why it's important with relating back to the topic that Sharon was saying that for next week. One of our commenters wanted us to discuss about life after sports. So this, I think, has to be more given more importance as well, because we have also athletes that go through depression after retirement because they don't know where they are heading to. A lot of them just wait until they're retired to worry about that problem, which is unfortunate, because we need to worry about that even before. We need to plan before we retire so that we can have options there are a lot of courses out there that we can do. If you're interested in coaching or macam Sharon cakap tadi, there's a lot of opportunities out there. You can, macam dulu kita only macam fikir, oh kau dah habis bersara boleh jadi coach je lah. That's the first thing that will come to mind kan Sharon kan. Tapi now you can be a sports scientist, you can be a sports biomechanic researcher, you can be physiotherapist, you can be a masseur, you can be, there's a lot of opportunities out there that you can be. So if you really love sports, you don't have the macam opportunity to be an elite athlete, you can contribute back to the community by doing and contributing in all the other areas that we mentioned just now.
Yep. Totally. So another comment from Dr. Ramlan, injury prevention was in full support of the individualization of training programs. Oh, even in team sports. Yep. So everybody has their own program. That means one program doesn't fit all, kan? It has to be individual.
Yes.
The lazy,
Very
somewhat irresponsible approach is to throw a one-size-fits-all cookbook recipe plan. So not clever at all. Yep. So I guess, in Malaysia, obviously the coaches has gone through lots of sports science courses, and I think they are more open, more aware of sports science and programs, how to do programs for athletes, especially physios and all. I believe that it's very individual. Tengok what athletes punya needs. That's when they come out with a program. So lebih sesuai pada setiap seorang lah.
Because every athlete has their own body size, their own strength, their own weaknesses. Macam saya, my body is different than, for example, Cindy Jane, So that's why we need individualization.
Yeah, totally agree. So to all, I guess, you've been with us almost 1 hour, 11 minutes. We'll have another about 5-10 minutes more. If you have any suggestion on next topic, which is next Wednesday. Actually, selalunya, okay, this is why we do 2 p.m. on Wednesday sebab Kakak Shalin, she has training at 4:30.
Yeah.
So that's why we fit that our nak sembang apa tu at 2 p.m. But next week, it's the 4th day of Hari Raya, which is 27th of May, which is Wednesday. We have decided to letak 9:30 p.m. lah, when everybody come down and all this. Tapi if, I don't know, do you think everybody is okay 9:30 p.m. next week? Sebab mungkin some say 2 p.m. okay lah. Mana tahu kan?
Yalah. We can get some feedback from all of you for our last show. Okay, save the best for last kan. So, next week for at 9 p.m. I think 9 p.m. is a good time juga lah kan Sharon kan, sebab sekarang semua orang dah restricted RMCO, semua orang dah start kerja, maybe they are not able to come and be with us at 2 p.m. So by 9 I think semua dah habis, tarawih pun dah habis semua. Maybe it'll be a better time. Please, all the viewers, all our friends, you can comment, and then we'll see how the response is kan Sharon kan, and then go on from there lah.
Yep, I put it here 9:30 next week. Our last episode is very important for every athlete actually, and all sports community. It's called Life After Sports. A little bit serious, a bit emotional as well. So I hope you tune in with us. Give support lah. Our last episode tau. Dah 6 episode ni. Next week the last one. So kita nak tahu je lah 2 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. next Wednesday, which is 4th day of Hari Raya.
Yeah. Sharon, I have this one, Dr. Ramlan's comment about you related to your character building. Said those huge needles gave Sharon a big boost in character, courage and resolve to do what's necessary to get better.
Good one, doctor. I still remember until today, I terkejut masuk your bilik doktor tu, klinik, the needle is so huge. Alah, apa ni? But yeah, it's very, very painful. But thank God, both knees are quite well. Continue my professional punya career. And now, of course, I need to maintain juga. Especially ex-athlete di luar sana, please maintain, continue your sports. Kalau macam I makcik-makcik jogging, buat apa tu, qigong ke apa, doesn't matter. At least you are active. Thanks,
Yes,
Dr.
yes,
Ramlan.
that's true.
And I should say as well on sports injury, we should thank Institute Sukan Negara as well for working very, very hard with their staffs, physio, mesua, trainer and all. We have world-class equipment and facilities and also staff actually to help athletes community, especially elite athletes. So for that one, I want to thank Institute Sukan Negara together with KBS, MSN and Persatuan Sukan juga. So we have everything in Malaysia actually to promote sports culture in Malaysia.
Yes, yes, we do. It's just whether we take the opportunity and given to us to use the facilities that we have actually. Kan, Sharon? Kan?
Yeah, true. So message of the day today, our episode 5, how to handle injury. It's a long discussion and we thank everybody for your feedback dari Institute Sukan Negara. Faiza, thank you. Dr. Ramlan and viewers, our friends, thanks very much for your feedback. And we want to say that for me, very simple, enjoy sports with care.
Macam handle with care.
How about you, Shalin?
Okay, for me, I would say would be simple juga lah. Do what you love and love what you do. At the end of the day, that's all that matters and that's all that counts in your life. Okay. Signing off. Shall I sign off, Sharon?
Yep, please.
Thank you to everyone, to all our viewers, for all your comments, for joining us again today at 2 p.m. We will be having our last episode next week. Tapi time tukar pukul 9:30 malam sebab hari keempat Hari Raya Aidilfitri. So please join us. And if you have any topics that you like us to talk about next week, please also leave it in the comment section. So today, signing off, saya Sharon Zulkifli dan Sharon Wee. Bye. Selamat berpuasa.
Thank you.
Stay safe and stay indoors. Bye.
Thank you to Lo Weewen as well, our special guest just now.
Yes.
So selamat Hari Raya and kita jumpa lagi next week.
Yes. Bye.